Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. We are currently witnessing a massive, fundamental shift in how the world's most demanding institutions process and, crucially, trust their data. Today, we're unpacking the CipherOwl architecture, and specifically, its integration with Codata. But before we get into the nuts and bolts, we really need to understand the two main players here. Codata provides the raw, massive power of community data gathering. It's essentially tapping into the global crowd. CipherOwl, on the other hand, acts as the ultimate cryptographic filter. It takes all that raw, kind of chaotic input and systematically forges it into undeniable truth. So let's break down exactly how this pipeline works and why it's totally revolutionizing data infrastructure.
At its core, this entire integration is built on one very specific mission: community-powered tooling for scalable, verified intelligence. And look, every single word there carries immense weight. We aren't talking about some small, centralized team of analysts locked in a siloed office somewhere. We are talking about leveraging a massive, decentralized community. But raw community power alone just doesn't cut it. It has to be scalable. The underlying infrastructure has to seamlessly handle millions of simultaneous data points. And above all else, it must result in verified intelligence. It's really about capturing that boundless, high-speed energy of crowdsourced data and structuring it through specialized tooling so the end result is absolutely rock-solid and mathematically sound.
Section 1. What is verified intelligence? To really grasp this architecture, we first need to explore what actually separates raw information from actionable truth.
So, there is this massive, inherent contrast between the vast, open power of a community and the incredibly strict, rigorous need for trusted data. On one side, community-powered tooling represents pure scale. We're talking thousands, maybe millions of contributors submitting data points from all over the globe. It's fast, it's comprehensive, but by its very nature, it's totally raw. Think of it a bit like asking a crowded stadium full of people to guess the exact weight of a prize-winning bull. You are going to get an immense amount of noise. But on the flip side, the institutions demand verified intelligence. I mean, a traditional bank or a major exchange absolutely cannot afford to act on crowdsourced guesses or unverified rumors, right? They need flawless accuracy down to the ounce. Historically, you had to choose. You either got the massive, fast scale of a community or the slow, high accuracy of a closed system. The sheer genius of the CipherOwl architecture is that it just refuses to compromise. It literally demands both.
Section 2. The verification pipeline. Let's actually look at how this works under the hood.
This pipeline is essentially the great bridge between the chaotic crowd and the strict institution. It all kicks off with Step 1, open submission. This is your intake valve. It allows the system to cast the widest possible net and gather data incredibly fast across wildly diverse sources. Anyone can jump in and contribute. But Step 2, the multi-layered verification, well, this is where that raw data is put through the absolute gauntlet. This isn't just a quick spell check or a simple automated sweep. Think of it a bit like Wikipedia on steroids. Instead of just relying on human moderators, this multi-layered approach uses algorithmic filtering, expert consensus mechanisms, and rigorous cryptographic proofs to lock the data in place mathematically. It literally takes that sheer volume of open community submissions and systemically squeezes and purifies it until absolutely nothing but the verified truth remains.
Section 3. Bridging to institutions. Now, you might be wondering, who exactly is waiting on the other side of this bridge? It's one thing to build this amazing verification engine, but it only matters if people actually need the end product. So, who demands this intense level of rigorously verified intelligence?
Well, the adoption spans the entire financial and public spectrum. We're looking at centralized exchanges, decentralized finance, traditional banks, and even public agencies. And the stakes here, they are absolutely astronomical. For centralized exchanges, or CXs, we're talking about platforms handling billions of dollars in daily trading volume. They require up-to-the-second, flawless data just to prevent massive market disruptions. And in the DeFi space, it's even wilder. DeFi smart contracts execute autonomously based on data inputs. That means one single piece of unverified, bad Oracle data could autonomously drain millions of dollars from a protocol in literally seconds. But bridging that gap all the way to highly regulated traditional banks and public agencies, that might be the most impressive feat of all. These are legacy institutions built entirely on extreme caution. The fact that this architecture successfully delivers community-sourced intelligence right into their hands perfectly proves the undeniable strength of that multi-layered verification pipeline. And all of this culminates in the ultimate value proposition of CipherOwl, enabling absolute trust in every single data label. It sounds simple, but in the complex world of data architecture, I promise you, this is the holy grail. Think about what a label actually is. It might be tagging a specific crypto wallet as malicious or categorizing millions of fast-moving transactions. A single dataset can contain millions of these distinct labels. If a bank or a public agency has to manually audit or even second-guess just 1% of those labels, the entire dataset is no longer a time saver. It instantly becomes a massive liability. So, by relying on the integration of CoData and CipherOwl, these institutions aren't just trusting a specific brand name. They are trusting the cryptographic and mathematical certainty of the process itself. They achieve global, scalable intelligence without sacrificing even a single ounce of verification.
So, I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative thought to chew on after this explainer. As we look toward a future where community consensus and cryptographic proof become the new gold standard for truth, if a system like CipherOwl can successfully take open, chaotic, crowdsourced submissions and reliably forge them into pristine intelligence trusted by legacy banks and massive exchanges, what happens to the old ways of doing things? What slow, expensive, and highly centralized verification monopolies are about to be rendered completely obsolete by this new architecture? It is a fascinating shift in how we establish truth at scale, and it is absolutely a space you are going to want to watch closely.